It's finally happening. I'm standing right here in the heart of New York City, Rockefeller Center, home to Nintendo New York. This is considered by many gamers around the globe to be holy ground. And tonight, it's history in the making. The wait is finally over. We're just hours away from the midnight release of the most anticipated console of the decade. Get ready for the Nintendo Switch 2! Nintendo was doing it again, another legendary midnight console launch, and I had my golden ticket, a warp pipe pass for exclusive entry into the store at the stroke of midnight. I was stoked. The air around me was electric. The anticipation was at a fever pitch, but then a sinking feeling hit me. I might have screwed up. I'll explain in a bit, but see, with this historic event, Nintendo's not playing games. They've transformed the entire store into a full-blown launch spectacle. Wall-to-wall Switch 2 branding, live demos, exclusive merch drops. The works. This is the kind of makeover that turns a retail space into a major event. This isn't just a fresh coat of paint, it's Extreme Makeover Nintendo Edition.
What's going on, everyone? It is CND back again.
Back in 2017, Alex CND made history, camping outside Nintendo New York for a whole month just to be first in line for the original Switch. He became the face of Nintendo gaming dedication. Legendary, bro. But this year in 2025, that record didn't just get broken.
Oh, let's add a little more! And on his birthday!
It got a people's elbow. Chickendog, yes, Chickendog showed up and said, "Hold my Joy-Con, son. This madman waited for 2 full months!" That's not a typo. That's not a meme. That's real life. 2 full months of dedication. 2 f***ing months of wind, rain, street noise, and hype to be first to get his hands on the very first Switch 2. 8 years later, Nintendo delivers again. Introducing the next-gen hybrid, the Switch 2. Same form you love, but reloaded. I was in line for a while, holding down spot number 30, which honestly wasn't too shabby if you ask me, but the anticipation was eating me alive, damn it! I couldn't wait any longer. I had to see what the Switch 2 was all about, so I dipped out of line and made a beeline straight for the demo. So I jumped on the line because I had to get my hands on the new Switch 2. This was it. My first time trying it out. And man, what a way to kick things off. We weren't just testing the console. Bruh, we were about to go head-to-head with 24 players in a single game. Yeah, you heard that right. 24 at once! Total friggin' chaos, totally lit! Now let me stop yapping and show you what went down. This recreation has got everything. Speed, chaos, and one very confused cow. After a minute or two, I was finally in the race. But wait, what was that thing I was supposed to do to get the boost at the beginning of the race? Come on, you know this! Oh yeah, smash the accelerator at 2. Okay, let's do this. Sorry, I have to pull a Max Verstappen here.
The incident involving Verstappen and Russell is under investigation for causing a collision.
He's not happy, but you cannot drive like that.
Max, can you let Russell through, please? Let Russell through.
Yep, opposite heads.
My advice is to let him through.
Just let you through.
But that's the rules.
Oh, contact! Max Verstappen into the side of George Russell. We were hearing the advice not taken. And Max Verstappen and George Russell come to blows in the final stages of the Spanish Grand Prix.
I came in second. Woohoo! Wait. I came in 11th. Hey, it's still respectable considering this was my very first attempt, right? Right? After wandering around a bit more, I headed back to my spot in line, and that's when everything started going downhill. Turns out, my ticket? Yeah, it wasn't valid. Wait, what? Honestly, it stung. And rather than relive the trauma, I'm just gonna spare us both and move on. So I left, defeated. I called my wife to break the bad news, told her I'd be heading home early, empty-handed, and that's when she hit me with a surprise. She said, "Hey, I just went by Best Buy, and there's a long line outside." I didn't even hang up, I just bolted. I raced home, and we headed to Best Buy, and we jumped on the walk-in line because we didn't have a pre-order. And let me tell you, this line was massive. We had no hope. We were so far back I couldn't even see the doors. But then, something wild happened. This was it, my second chance. After all the chaos, heartbreak, and running around, I was finally about to get my hands on a Switch 2. They came out and said they had a few more Switch 2s for the people at the back of the line. This was it, my second chance. After all the chaos, heartbreak, and running around, I was finally about to get my hands on a Switch 2. It's wild to think it's only been 4 months and 22 days since Nintendo's first announcement trailer dropped, and now here I am, holding a Switch 2 of my very own. Oh wow! Soon as you open the box, you see the Switch and its 2 Joy-Cons right on top. Underneath, you've got the boring stuff like the USB-C power cord, plug, and some accessories. Yo, these Joy-Cons are so much nicer than the old ones, and bigger. And man, look at this massive screen, way bigger than the Switch 1's OLED screen. Switch 2, baby. Okay, I'm loving the magnetically attaching Joy-Cons. And this is the thing for the right Joy-Con, which helps when you use it on a surface in mouse mode. It's also got a strap to attach it to your wrist, which I don't think anyone uses anymore. And here's the left one. Then there was the dock, which was a lot beefier than the old one. It has a USB-C power connector, an HDMI out, and an Ethernet socket. Squeeze the release and the Joy-Cons come right off. Nice! I had to test out these Joy-Cons to see if they would come off easily. Nope. These suckers are holding on to that Switch 2 like their lives depended on it. And now, for that magic moment we've all been waiting for. Switching on the Switch. Switch 2, that is. Now I know I'm not setting this up like I normally should, but this is so I can test to see if Switch 1 and Switch 2 physical game cards need the internet or not. If they do, then that's not good. Okay, so I went through the steps making sure to not choose a data transfer from my old Switch, so I created a new user. That's always fun. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Oh man, that was so good. And now unwrapping my first Switch 2 game. You always remember your first time. Ah, the smell of the rich Napa leather. Again, I want to try this without running a system update, because a system update means you need the internet, and we know that's not good for game preservation. Okay, that sucks. Let's try a different game that we also know is all on Kart. I tried every which way to get a game card to work without connecting to the internet, but I was denied. Alright, time to do this right. I'm resetting this Switch 2 to factory settings, connecting it to the internet, downloading the latest updates, and then click. The Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 Edition cartridge goes in. It's finally time to finish what I started over 2 years ago. Back on my Switch OLED, I'd made it deep into the story, what felt like the edge of the endgame. And honestly, I stopped. Not because I was stuck, but because I didn't want it to end. This game has meant that much to me. Hundreds of hours, every shrine, every sky island, every memory. I've been savoring it. But now, with the power of the Switch 2, with 60 FPS, 4K graphics, and buttery smooth performance, I think it's time. Time to return to Hyrule and see this journey through to the end. And that's a wrap on one of the most unforgettable nights of my gaming life. But before I go, I've got to give credit where it's due. First, a massive thank you to the Littz. Your support throughout this journey has meant the world. To Chickendog for keeping the hype alive and making this event something I'll never forget. To Alex CND, the OG who started this whole tradition, your passion laid the foundation. And to Monado Max, thank you for taking the time to share your insights and energy. It added so much to the moment. To everyone else who showed up, cheered, waited in line, and helped make the launch of the Switch 2 something truly special, you made this more than just a console release. You made it a memory for life. And finally, I've got to give the biggest thanks to my wife, who, in the end, quite literally saved the day. She was the one who told me about the line forming at Best Buy, and she didn't just drop the tip. She came out and waited with me, with our daughter by her side. Through the chaos, the cold, and the crazy, they stood by me. That moment right there meant everything. I couldn't have done this without them. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a Switch 2 to break in. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know your thoughts, your hot takes, or even what you're playing right now. I read every single one. Want to support the channel directly? Head over to my Patreon. You can become a channel supporter, or if you want your name in lights, join as an executive producer, and I'll give you a shout out and get your name featured in the outro credits. Either way, thanks so much for being here, and don't forget to check out my other videos. I'll see you in the next one.